Many people think that real estate agents, it's an easy career and they get overpaid. They think that it's a place that you can make a lot of money and decide your own hours. But is that true, and is it really worth it? If you're interested in real estate, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hey everyone, my name is Zach Booth and I love all things real estate. What are your thoughts of being a real estate agent? Let me know in the comments below. So what is the truth about getting a real estate license? Despite what real estate shows like on HGTV might lead you to believe, becoming a millionaire real estate agent is incredibly difficult and actually very rare. But as an investor, you can use your real estate license to leverage your goals. In this video, I'm going to tell you both the pros and cons of having a real estate license as a real estate investor. The best part about getting a real estate license is that you can make commissions by representing buyers and sellers. And honestly, this should be your number one goal for having a license. Right now, prices are at an all-time high and you can make great money as an agent. So the customary commission, let's say you want to sell your house, or you want to go list a house for someone else. The listing agent signs a contract with the seller, and the seller, out of the proceeds of the sale of the house, is going to pay, it is customary, of 6% commissions. So the listing agent usually will split that with the buying agent. There's two real estate agents that get involved. The one representing the seller and the one representing the buyer, right? So once you list a property, the buying agent representing the seller signs an agreement that they pay 6% out of the proceeds. 3% will go to the listing agent and 3% to the buying agent. And it's listed on the multiple listing services. The buyers start to come and show the houses. The agents that are representing the buyers pull the data for the types of houses they're looking for and what's available, and then they go show those houses to those buyers, right? The real estate agents go back and forth with the negotiations and with putting together the paperwork and working with the title company. So there's a lot of things that your real estate agent can do for you or that you'll do for your people. So for example, if you got a house that's worth $1 million and you list it as a real estate agent, you could get 3% representing the seller, right? So you could make $30,000 listing a house that's going to sell for $1 million, right? And the buyer's agent would also get $30,000. Obviously, you have your broker's fees, your marketing fees, your team to help you with the transaction, and a few other things, right? But ultimately, it's a sales job, right? And it's going to take a lot of elbow grease and a lot of prospecting and so forth, right? But you can make large sums of money representing buyers and sellers. Along those same lines, as a real estate investor, you can save on commissions if you have a real estate license. So if you're an investor, this can be a cool advantage. You can represent yourself on the purchase or listing of property instead of having someone else make that 3%. You can use that money to apply it to the deal. Another pro is having access to the MLS. The MLS, or the multiple listing services, is a database with all of the current listed properties on the market, which can be a useful tool to scope out the potential investment opportunity of what it's worth and what other properties have sold for. One trick that a lot of people don't know about, they think you have to have an MLS license, or you have to have a real estate license to get MLS access, and that is not necessarily true. What you can do, what I've done, is you can go to an investor-friendly broker and say, I would like to get MLS access to pull comps, and I would like to become your assistant and pay my MLS fees to have access to pull those comps. Can I become your assistant and have MLS access that way? A lot of times you can get MLS access. It's like $20 a month to pay your fees, and you're an assistant to the broker. So it's a great way to get access. So you don't have to have it, but it's a lot easier to have MLS access and other things. A license can also come in handy for wholesaling. So some states are now requiring a real estate license to do real estate wholesaling. Where I live, it's not required yet, but it doesn't hurt to have that professional credentials in your pocket. Another addition to having a real estate license, and it could help you as a real estate investor, As a real estate investor, we normally focus on finding leads where people want to sell their house for speed and convenience. They actually don't want to list it with a real estate agent. They don't want to put it on the MLS. They don't want to have a bunch of retail buyers through. They don't want to be under contract for 30 days. They want to be quick, done, out, in and out, right? Money in their pockets. And so what can happen though is you're prospecting for those types of sellers. You are inevitably going to find sellers that want to sell at retail pricing, right? And they're not in a hurry, but they would love to sell their house, right? You can position yourself to go in and do those listings for them, or even better, so you don't get bogged down with work that you're not really that excited about when you're focused on real estate investing. You can refer that listing on to another agent and get a commission. If you are not a licensed real estate agent, you cannot refer a listing and get paid for it. Right? You can't get a percentage of the fees. That is one of the regulations, right? It's just a way that people are trying to force people to have a real estate license before they get paid to do any type of real estate stuff. If you are agreeing with this or liking this stuff, make sure you hit that like button right now. Now let's consider the cons of having a real estate license. So every year you'll have to pay fees for your real estate division, right? Or your real estate license. And you'll also have to continually educate yourself and take courses to keep your license current and up to date. It also has become very restrictive. Yes, there will be times where having a license will open doors of opportunity to you, but it also can create red tape. As a licensed agent, you have to follow proper procedures in your contracts that you use, and also the way you do your marketing, and many other little restrictions depending on your state. So failure by ignorance or negligence of some of these policies can have serious consequences. Another factor to consider is that your sales skills will directly determine your success. As an agent, it's important to have sales skills. You'll have to feel comfortable cold calling, networking, and working with people, right? And in order to bring in steady income, you'll have to consistently prospect for new leads. In the end, I think that having a real estate license is worth it. Not really. Because if your goal is to become a real estate investor, focus on that. Only get a license if it's keeping you from doing and accomplishing your goal. Only get a real estate license, in my opinion, if you're excited about representing buyers and sellers. So you just learned how to use a real estate license as an investor and as a wholesaler. But if you have more questions, make sure you book a call with me by clicking on the link in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you click on that big red subscribe button and hit the bell. Thank you. See you in the next video.